Hey, Charles, Traynor, how's it going today?
Haley, pause. Grossman, doing pretty well.
Yeah, that was a
Glad to be.
good invitation. I like that. Better than me.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back on the hottest channel on YouTube, the Lee Grossman Show,
Yeah,
and we're doing a pick of Lee's today
yep.
on this show. And so you can tell us what we're doing today.
Yeah, we're doing a group from the 80s called Aviary.
They were from the '80s because the album says '79. Is
Oh,
this
well
like
then,
late
okay.
'79?
All right,
Well, it's just
79. But
is it like late '79? Maybe it hit your.
I, well, you know me, at my age, a year off doesn't always count. I'll sometimes say, even if it's between 1979 and 1994, it still counts as being an 80s band. You know, that's
Ah,
how I am.
yeah.
But I
I
would
mean,
say I'll put it to you like this. When I got it, it was probably early 80s.
yeah, it might have came out late '79. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not. I don't know. I only found
You're probably
two
right.
albums.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. You found three?
I think.
Yeah, and the other two came out way later. They
Yeah.
they kind of lost their contract, and one of the albums
Huh.
that is out is not the one that they recorded as their follow-up. That is still unreleased. But they decided that with their second release, that for their fans who liked what they did, they would give them a treat by releasing a bunch of their songs that hadn't been released before. And then I think the
Uh,
newest one, which is maybe not new, but newer, was more like they got back together, except maybe one of the members didn't, and they did did another one for
hmm.
whoever might want to hear it.
Yeah. Well, from what I found, Lee, this is a Discogs group. There's no Wikipedia articles,
Yeah.
anything like that. So I'm curious where you found this album. Because, I mean, lately you've been like, I can't believe you never heard of it. There is no way you could be mad at me for not having heard of these guys. There's no way.
There's no way that anybody other than me in my neighborhood had heard of them until I played it for them, as much as they let me play it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
okay.
got it at St. Vincent de Paul, the place where I got many of my albums that nobody else knew of and nobody else wanted to buy because they hadn't heard of them. But that was the stuff that I grabbed quick. And
And
even if
there's
it
not,
wasn't
yeah.
in good condition, as long as it was playable, I would get it. But these promo copies were usually in very good condition.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Break out, branch out there, folks. Go find some shit you've never heard of.
yeah.
You may not like everything, but you never know. You might find some gold. Where
Yeah.
are these guys from?
Um, well, they're
Because I
from
never heard of
around.
anybody in this
They
band.
they were they were originally from Washington State, but then they later moved to Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Making their bones in the city of angels. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a St. Paul's, what'd you call it, Lee?
St.
Where you got
Vincent de
it?
Paul's
St.
album.
Vincent de Paul's
Have you
Special,
ever heard of
Lee.
them?
No, we had high schools named after that.
Yeah, but they're these were like the local Marin County versions of Goodwill, but more
the Catholic charities.
but more a Catholic charity thing. Yeah.
Okay. No, I hadn't, but that makes sense. We had high schools named after that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is Aviary,
Yeah.
1979, self-titled. And I want everybody to remember, this guy says this is arena rock. I'm ready to go, Lee.
Yep. Okay. Who wants to
You
start
go
first? All right.
You
You. I'll go first. Okay. The first song is called Soaring. This is like Pink Floyd mixed with Queen, but also not. It's like they want people to think they're a heavy rock band without being really heavy. This song is not their best song, but I can still listen to it. But there are songs that are more interesting for me. Maybe not better, but more memorable in certain ways. What do you think?
Yeah, well, that's actually, you said, you're going to, well, for me, we're going to do this trend a lot, where they sound like something. And that's one problem I'll have right off the bat with old Aviary. They sound like something, but not themselves. So for me, this one, though, is not Queen and Pink Floyd. No. This is like Jethro Tull would go with some Air Supply.
Oh.
It's like Air Supply would do Jethro's too old to rock and roll, too young to die era.
Oh.
Interestingly, like I said earlier, this guy calls this arena rock. I certainly wouldn't. It's very prog rock, but like for sounding like Air Supply doing a take on Jethro Tull, it is not that bad. It also seems to be a bit like ELO.
Yeah.
And I'll focus on the fact that I like ELO more than Air Supply and Jethro Tull. But yeah, it's not a great song at all.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of the next one, Anthem of the USA?
Now they sound a bit like Styx, and I'm just going to give it away. They sound like Styx damn near the rest of the whole album, folks. Yeah, I mean, I think Aviary was trying to fit in or something. So this is like the new wave Styx track. And it also, again, tips to a little ELO. The vocals sound so Styx, like you could perhaps trick people into thinking it is Styx, to be honest, like somebody has never heard them before. I can't say I love this song, but I did find it better than Soaring.
Okay, I put, this is like Electric Light Orchestra with a singer who seems to try purposefully to do a bad imitation of Jeff Lynne, except this is his voice, like it or not. The song is fine, nothing spectacular, but better than the first song, but everything the band plays gets overshadowed by the vocals, which are multi-tracked for extra emphasis. I'd hate to imagine the whole group would sing that way, but it's somewhat humorous. At least it's hard for me to take it totally seriously. And now for Puddle. This is actually somewhat good. At least I can laugh while I hear it. It certainly isn't what someone who sees the album cover would expect of them. It's one of the better songs because it's silly enough to qualify for avant-garde. I'm not sure if the band intentionally opted to do that, but that was the result. What do you think?
At this point when I heard it, I was like, I really don't know what the hell is going on here. I just know I don't like it. It features some rather dorkalicious orchestrations. I suppose the piano playing isn't bad, but this is like a deranged mockery of orchestrated tunes. This is pretty bad. Avoid at all costs, folks.
Huh. All right. What do you think of As Close as You Can Get?
Arena rock. What the fuck? I mean, but I will say, I don't think this is arena rock. This is about the best one I've heard thus far. This is straight up prog rock. And these guys were rather pretentious, as usually that genre is. But this is about the best song I've heard from these dudes. If it was stripped back, it would probably even be better. Because I do hear a decent tune under all the millions of layers of instruments.
All right, I put, at least musically, this seems to be more of a rock tune, with a singer who seems to want to sound more flamboyant than Freddie Mercury, but in a very silly way. This is one of about 4 songs on this album which I find to be pretty good, at least for weird music. Okay, now for Mystic Sharon. This is a lot like Electric Light Orchestra, but I prefer them more. But as a parody, I can enjoy it more, but I'm not sure it's a parody. What do you think?
Well, they did okay here again, 2 in a row. Probably the most poppy type tune thus far. But like you're saying, they sound like ELO. I'm saying this, these guys don't sound all that original. This is like a better version of the Raspberries to my ears, who also probably would have worshipped the ELOs. They all worship the Beatles, as you should. But what's really odd is it's fairly obvious they had talent, as the arrangements seem rather complex, and there's some solid playing, but they just can't seem to find their own sound. But this was a decent one. It wasn't too bad, but come on, do your own shit.
Okay, what do you think of Feel the Heart, Then You'll Be Mine Again?
Straight Styx worship again here, with a singer who sounds like Justin Hawkins. And I don't mean that as a good thing. I really don't understand this group. I suppose, again, if you hadn't heard Styx, you might think this is better than them. And it's not that I'm a mega Styx fan, but they did this style better. But for those who didn't know anything, I'd probably say listen to this, and maybe you think it's better than Styx. I don't know.
Okay, I put, musically this is good, but Brad Love is bringing his exaggerated singing to its limit. It makes me wonder how they would have sounded without him, but he's one of the main songwriters, so without him their sound would probably leave too. But I can listen to this and kind of like it as long as I don't listen to it many times. Alright, now for Average Boy. This is irritating in a way I like, because I know I could play it for people who I intend to irritate. It's a catchy song because of its odd factors. I do like it, but that's because I do think they probably did try to be strange here. But I could understand someone not liking it, maybe someone I know. What do you think?
Catchy, huh? Like BD. They keep singing no, 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 no over again, and I couldn't disagree more. Just all over the place and not my scene at all. They should have called this one Below Average Boy.
Okay.
Fucking horrible.
Alright, what do you think of I Will Hear?
A piano ballad, and not half bad at that. See, if you strip the Styx wannabe stuff, you can do a half-decent tune. Is it a great track? Well, not so great, but it's at least stripped back, and it isn't so bad. When they do their own thing, which is, I guess, this one, they sound okay. The wannabe tracks have been very annoying.
Alright, I put this song seems the most serious, and that's probably why it's the song I most dislike on here. He isn't singing as annoying on it, but the downside is the sappy music, which is listenable, but that doesn't mean I prefer to listen to it. At least it's short. Okay, now for the last song, Maple Hall. One of the better songs on the album because It seems the band is trying to test the patience of the listener by doing slightly odd music, but approaching it seriously like a hard rock band that doesn't realize it's playing the wrong chords, and a singer whose purpose is to go in the direction of representing the band as being quite strange. I used to play this song for friends of mine who would try to hide their irritation because they didn't want me to know how annoyed they were in case I decided to play something more annoying afterwards, which I did, and then they'd tell me, okay, that's enough. But for those reasons, once in a while I'll still go to this song because it is humorous and not too bad. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, perhaps about as straightforward of a rocking type song as these dudes could seemingly pull off here. I'm not quite sure the vocal melody works with this tune. I mean, if this was an instrumental, I'm going to say nobody could picture or listen in their head this vocal melody with this song. So I guess that's the funny ha-ha. I don't know why a band would want to put something out and be funny ha-ha, and I don't get it. But it is probably the best pure rocking tune here, despite its imperfections. And I got to say, there is no way that anybody out there wants lost tracks from these fucking dudes. If they do, I want to meet those people. Like you said, these two random out. There's no way. We need to start the Lee Gerson Show Charles Traynor shit concert series. We're going to have Andy Pratt, these dudes, and Nantucket's leading the fucking charge. They're the headliner.
Yeah.
Holy poopy.
Yeah.
Even though some people like Andy Pratt.
Yeah.
Go figure. But these guys, hey, Andy Pratt's better than these dudes.
Yeah.
I'll give him that one.
All right. And
these are the openers.
Yeah. And I picked it because well, I was actually listening to it the day before you asked me about doing reviews, and when I was listening to it again, I thought about you and what you might think about the vocalist, so that's why I picked it. But then at the last second, I thought maybe I felt a little guilty, so I decided that I would possibly give an alternative in case you didn't want to do it. But
it's already too late.
Yeah. But
I'd already been violated in my canal at this point by this crap.
Yeah.
But
and
thank you, Aviary.
And huh?
No, I'm saying thank you, Aviary, for making me understand what really bad something.
Yeah.
Whatever this band was, and they probably toured with New England.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, I was listening to I had one of his solo albums, the lead singer, and no, he doesn't stop singing like this. And in fact, when I got it, I think that, well, when I got this, I paid about 50 cents. I think I got his solo album for free in the free box, but it was in perfect condition, and I saw that it was from the early 80s, and I forgot who he was, but it looked interesting, so I got it. And when I heard it, I thought the music's kind of interesting, but that voice sounds familiar. And then when it sounds exactly like the guy from Aviary, so I looked it up, and it was. And if you hear any of the stuff that they did back in like the 2010s, he still sings like that.
Yeah, no thanks. Well, you know what he reminds me of again is Justin Hawkins. So maybe you should listen to some Darkness, Lee.
No, I'm sure this guy influenced Justin and not vice versa.
Well, yeah, no, he came out after. I would hope Justin Hawkins while he does suck, I would hope he wouldn't count this guy as an influence. But I didn't hate the vocals as much because I knew of Justin Hawkins. That's what it reminded me of. So maybe people that like the darkness bullshit might like this. So see, we found a positive.
Yeah, well, I will say the difference though also is that none of the darkness songs, none of the musicians are as interesting as these guys. At least these guys. I'm not going to go so far as to say I think that they could do a normal album, but I would say if they did an instrumental album, it would be better than if the Darkness did an instrumental album. That's what I think.
For sure. Now, does the singer play the keyboards?
Yeah.
He doesn't mean Dennis DeYoung keyboard imitation. I will give him that.
Yeah.
It's making me like Styx a little more, folks. There's a lot of positives. Justin Hawkins fans, you probably like this. They could make a better instrumental album than The Darkness, and it made me appreciate Styx a little more. So there you go. There's a positive.
Yeah, a couple
and
of.
I don't hate Styx.
Yeah,
I'm indifferent to Styx.
Yeah, a couple of points that was not my intention, but it works.
I always try to find a positive.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I didn't mind doing it. I don't want to do their latter day stuff, and I feel sorry for people that wanted to hear it. But for the rest of the world, go check out Aviary. And again, Aviary, I'll probably say your name wrong. If you happen to see this review, I mean nothing personal. You're doing more than I did musically, so good for you.
Yeah. And
somebody reviewed your album.
Yeah, and the weirdness and the vocals are slightly more pronounced on their later work, by the way.
Okay, yeah, no thanks.
So this is I'm not saying this is subdued, but it isn't, but they don't tone it down any. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah, this is the style I might have been able to get with. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Nope, yeah. It was a miss, but I don't mind. And Aviary fans, be glad somebody's reviewed your fucking favorite band. 3 people out there.
Of which I am maybe one.
You're one of them?
I know. I was one half.
A half. So 3.5 fans. And
no, I'm thinking it's more like I'm one half and another guy's one half, and then the other is probably the full fan. So 2 fans out of 3 people.
Okay, 2 fans. We're glad to have done it, and it's always fun to be on the Lee Grossman Show. So thanks for having me back, Lee.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.